Hey guys, it's Chloe. Welcome back to my channel where I help you self-study a language. For today's video, I'm going to be taking you through exactly how I'm studying for the JLPT. So for those of you that don't know, the JLPT is the Japanese Language Proficiency Test. It's broken into 5 levels from N5 as the basic level to N1 as the most advanced level. So in July I'm planning to take the N3, which is like middle level, kind of intermediate level. So in this video I'll just be taking you through the resources I'm using and going to use, exactly how I've planned my study plan, and then at the end some tips and methods that you can use if you're also studying. This video might get a little long, please bear with me. So first of all, I'll take you through all the resources I'm planning to use. So first up I have the Matome series. I have listening, I have the reading, and then grammar and vocab. I don't have the kanji one just because I feel most confident on kanji. I feel like I don't really need it. So at the moment I'm working through the grammar and the vocab books. If you don't know this series, it basically breaks down all the content into like a course. So this one is 6 weeks, so you do a page a day for 6 weeks basically. So I'm doing one grammar lesson and one vocab lesson each day, and then when I finish with the grammar and vocab I will do the same with the reading and listening. Then we've got the Shinkansen Master books. Again, I've got vocabulary and grammar. So then I have the Try N3 book. I used the N4 one and I really liked it, so I got it for N3 as well. This is more kind of grammar based. There is a vocab list online that you can download. Yeah, it's got some practice questions and things like that. Then I have a couple more vocab books, so I'm not gonna kind of work through these as seriously as the other vocab books I have, but these are kind of more like reference to test myself, make sure I can fill in any gaps. So this one, it just like gives you the vocab and like the translations and the sentences, and then this one is pretty much the same thing, just a slightly different layout. So I'm hoping that kind of between all of this I'll have a pretty solid vocabulary going into the exam. Then I do have a kanji book. It's the Kanji Master N3. Again, I had the N5 and the N4 one and I really liked it, so I've got the N3 one. I'm not like super worried about finishing this book completely. I will probably go through and just make sure that I can recognise all the characters. But generally when I learn vocab I tend to try and at least recognise the kanji. So even if I can't like handwrite it myself, I can kind of see it and I can recognise the word. And I have a grammar dictionary. This is new to my textbook collection and I'm really enjoying it. I have been using it pretty much since I got it. So it just gives you grammar points, explanations and example sentences, but each grammar point is marked by the JLPT level, so it's quite nice to be able to flick through and like find the N3 level grammar to be able to kind of revise, make sure I'm confident on everything, and also if I need to I can look up like another explanation if there's something I'm not sure on. And then we have a couple of practice books. So these aren't like full exam papers, it is just drills. So it will just give you pages and pages of the exam style questions, and it will also give you explanations. Again, I had this M4, really good practice book because it's not just giving you the answers, it's telling you more explanations in detail so you can kind of learn from your mistakes. And then this is similar, it's just each day. So again, it's, how many weeks is it? 4, I think it's 4 weeks. So every day for 4 weeks you do some questions, and then you can go through and mark them. So again, on the back it will tell you like the readings for the kanjis, the translations for the words, and then the grammar explanations. So again, if you get it wrong you can see where you went wrong, so that can help you learn. And then lastly is this book. It's kind of like a prep guide, I guess. It does have some practice questions in here, but it basically takes you through the different sections of the exam and tells you kind of how to answer them, what kind of information you need to know. So this is for N4 to N1 level. I don't know why it doesn't include N5, but there you are. So there are some practice questions, but I'm not going to use it so much as a practice book. I'm going to kind of use it to try and get a better understanding of the exam. So yeah, those are all the books I'm using to help me study, to help me prepare. That was super quick, but if I went through all of them in detail, we would be here for a very long time. So now if I take you through quickly how I made my study plan. So I'm using the Language Exam Prep Planner. This is something I designed myself. You can get it on my website and my Etsy. I will link to it down below. So basically there's just loads of planners and trackers and goals pages, reflections pages, all that good stuff. So basically what I did is I went through all the resources I'm using and I kind of broke it down into how much I want to do each day. So like with the Small Matame books, obviously I'll do like the set pages for each day for the 6 weeks. So then in the planner I wrote down when I wanted to start each resource and when I planned to finish. So in my monthly planner I wrote out when I was going to start, so I've got week 1, week 2, week 3 and week 4. And then on the weekly planner I've just written down when I'm studying each topic, when I'm meant to be revising each topic. So you can see in April I've got finish Kanji Master and try, and then start the Kanzen Master Grammar and Vocab book, just so I kind of know if I'm on track, so that I have enough time to cover everything. Then I've got my study tracker, which I haven't been filling in, but I have been studying. That's just a habit I need to get into. So yeah, so this planner is solely for my JLPT preparations. Nothing else goes in this planner. There's no other regular study things, there's no personal things. It is purely for me to plan out and track when I need to study what, because I don't want to get closer to the exam and think that I haven't covered enough, that I don't know enough. I want to make sure that I'm confident that I've covered the content and I know what I need to do. So in terms of studying, I have vocab notebook, grammar notebook, and then I've got this big ass folder full of like printouts and things like that. So when I was doing the Udemy course, I put all the printouts for each lesson. I've got my kanji sheets, some reference pages, things like that. This will probably get more full. It's not very full at the moment, but by the time we get to July it will probably be bursting at the seams. So I'm not really doing anything fancy for vocab. I just write out the words that I don't know from whichever textbook I'm using, and then once I've kind of studied them a bit more and done all the tests and things from the book, I'll go through at the end of the week and highlight which words I do know, so then I can see what I need to work on. And then for grammar I just go through and I write out the grammar point, brief explanations, and the example sentences, and then in the books I do all the practice questions and things like that, so that's all good. I feel like that was a bit all over the place, but there's a lot to cover in this video and I'm kind of conscious that it's getting longer. So now I'll kind of go through some tips that I picked up studying for both M4 and now studying for M3 to help you guys if you're also studying for the exam. So tip number 1 is to allow yourself plenty of time. So my full study plan is 6 months. Some people might not need that long, but it's still a good idea to allow yourself a couple of months to kind of prepare and practice, even if you're confident on the content, because you don't want to be cramming in like the last 2 weeks 6 weeks worth of content. That will probably just melt your brain. So allow yourself plenty of time to cover the content, revise the content, practice the exams. Just give yourself as much time as possible, even if you take a year to prepare. Also make sure that you allow yourself time to practice, not just questions but also full papers. So the books I showed you were just like drills, to just drill the question types. But I do also have books and online they'll have full exam papers, past papers that you can sit. So try and do that in the time limit that the actual exam will be in, because not only will this give you a good idea of what areas you need to work on, but it will also give you an idea of time management. Tip number 3 is do not ignore the listening section. I know I'm definitely guilty of this. If a textbook comes with an audio CD, I don't always listen to it just because CDs are kind of awkward to listen to now. If you have listening questions, make sure you practice the listening questions. I remember when I took the N4 exam, I was shocked at how fast the listening was. The listening is so hard. I'm definitely going to be focusing more on listening this time around when I get to like the practice portion of my study plan. And the last tip I will give you, because this video is getting super long, is don't be afraid to change things if they're not working for you. I've already made changes to my study plan and we're only a couple of weeks in, because even though obviously my aim is to pass the exam, I wasn't giving enough time to other areas of the language. So I'm trying to add in more casual reading as well as more output. So if something's not working for you, just change it. Don't feel bad about changing it. You're not letting anyone down. It's okay to put your hands up and say, yeah, this isn't working. I'm going to try something different. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in this video. I'll probably get to editing and realise that I missed a whole load of things to talk about. I'll probably be doing an update after the exam to kind of reflect on what worked, what didn't, kind of how the exam went, that kind of stuff. I will link all the resources that I mentioned below. I will link the exam planner below. If you have any questions about the exam or how I'm preparing, feel free to leave a comment or message me on Instagram. I will be posting a lot more as I'm studying on Instagram, so make sure to follow me there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe for more language learning content. If you haven't seen my previous video, make sure to check it out. I did a review of an integrated approach to intermediate Japanese. Very good textbook, be sure to give that a watch. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for any of you also preparing to take the JLPT, and I'll see you in the next video.